Okay, well, A, he didn't have a knife, and B, they had no reason to believe that he did have a knife. You can't just baselessly speculate and believe with no good reason that somebody possesses a lethal weapon to then justify the use of force.
I mean, he had to be pushed to the floor. He was obviously being resistant. Or
Okay,
actually,
so if LEOs push someone to floor, then LEOs can kill person on floor. That's your argument?
well, if they were fighting with the ICE agents, he was like, "Don't push
Oh,
that
wait,
woman." You said,
no, because you said that because they pushed him to the floor, it was clear he was fighting, therefore they could kill him. So just to clarify, your argument in a nutshell is if LEOs push someone to floor, then they can kill person on floor.
and then they had to take his gun away from him. So
Wait, is that your position? Can you get a yes or a no? Because that's what you just said.
well,
That's what you said.
it sounded like he was fighting back, and he had a gun on him. So
Okay, well, now you're
Box
just
was
saying it
showing.
sounded like he was fighting back. And what's your evidence for this? Oh, wait, you haven't even
Well-
watched the video.
well, they had to push him to the ground, according to you, on all of
So
his
how do you
fours.
know every time an LEO pushes someone to the ground, that person is resisting? Have you ever heard of LEOs engaging in the use of excessive force, especially LEOs that only have 47 days of training, like ICE agents? Literally, barbers are more trained than them. You're basically saying that it's impossible that they engage in the use of excessive force. So do you affirm that it would have been impossible for them to be engaged in the use of excessive force?
Well, they wouldn't take that risk. I know you said they have like
Wait.
immunity,
So
but,
you are
like,
saying. So you are saying that it's impossible that they engage in excessive force. Is that what you're saying?
no.
Okay, so if it's not impossible that they engaged in use of excessive force, then you can't argue because they pushed him to the ground, he was fighting back and resisting. Not to mention that even if he was resisting is not an imminent threat of serious bodily harm or death, so it still yet would not justify them in the use of lethal force. I've now steel manned your argument.
Well, I mean, they wouldn't take the risk of like pushing someone to the floor if he wasn't, not being resistant.
And how do you know that?
Because why would they?
To engage in excessive force because they're mad that these people are protesting what they're doing, because they're pissed off little incelish men with no life except for the identification, capture, arrest, and deportation of undocumented immigrants. Plus that question, why would they engage in the use of excessive force, is absolutely terrible considering the fact that we know LEOs have a history of excessive force. Every year, there are thousands of excessive force lawsuits against LEOs.
So when you say LEO, does that mean like just officers or officers and ICE agents?
Officers and ICE agents. In fact, ICE agents are significantly more likely to engage in the use of excessive force when compared to police officers, considering the fact that they're trained substantially less.
I mean, they have to deal with like aggressive immigrants, so I mean, I don't blame them.
Oh, okay. So now you're saying that I don't blame them for breaking the law.
No, well, they haven't gone
Right?
to
So
court.
you don't blame them for breaking the law?
No, if they broke the law, then they'll get punished for it.
Wait,
but
no,
they
but
didn't.
you just said that you don't blame ICE agents for engaging in excessive force. So therefore, you don't blame ICE agents for breaking the law.
I mean, well, you'd have to prove in court.
No,
so-
because we're having a hypothetical conversation if they were to engage in excessive force. You said, hypothetically, if an ICE agent were to engage in excessive force, you wouldn't blame them.
Well, if the suspect was being resistant and, like, then yeah, it would.
It doesn't matter because it's still breaking the law. So just to clarify, you do not blame ICE agents for breaking the law.
Well, I mean, not really.
Okay, got it. You're right, and that is exactly the MAGA hypocrisy that I talk about all day. Because on one hand, when an undocumented immigrant breaks
Well, you
the
know
law
what?
and commits a federal misdemeanor that is completely victimless, and they actively contribute to make this country better, you think that they should be deported to Sica and El Salvador and being beaten and tortured. But now you've just took the mask off and made it explicitly clear that you actually don't care when agents of the states break the law, not just a victimless federal misdemeanor that makes a country better, but a crime with a victim, that victim being one of murder. So you are a hypocrite, you lack a spine, you lack a brain, and you have been debunked.
Well, I don't think so.
Okay, well, yeah,
I mean-
I think so, and I think that you know so, because you're not effectively purporting any counter argument. You're just whining. You're saying, Dean, I understand that you were just able to clearly describe why I'm a hypocrite, but guess what? I'm actually not going to give you a counter argument to the position that you clearly described. I'm just going to whine and say that you're wrong.
Okay, so like in other cases, weren't they trying to like run over the ICE agents?
Exactly.
That
So
is
now
not
you want to
excessive
move on,
force to
change to the
shoot them.
topic of conversation away from your hypocrisy because you know that I'm right and you know that you're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would have to like look at the what is his name? The dude
No,
who was
you,
on all
you don't have
fours.
to look at absolutely anything because we're no longer having a conversation about one instance. You just admitted that when ICE agents engage in the use of excessive force, regardless of the context, and break the law, you don't blame them. So admit that you're a hypocrite or give a counter argument against that notion, but keep in mind, it is going to be incredibly difficult for you to argue that you're not a hypocrite because you explicitly said that you don't care when ICE agents break the law, and you explicitly said that you do agree with mass deportation because undocumented immigrants broke the law by committing a victimless federal misdemeanor. Explain to me how that's not hypocritical, because you're very clearly saying rules for thee but not for me. You're very clearly saying rules for undocumented immigrants but not the agents of the states. You're very clearly saying when an undocumented immigrant does something that is substantially better than what an ICE agent has done by engaging in the use of excessive force that has a real material victim, unlike the victimless crime that undocumented immigrants are guilty of, okay, you defend it. Explain to me how that's not hypocritical.
Well, I mean, yeah, if they shot him while he was on all fours then, and they took his gun away, then that's not, but that's one example. I mean, you guys don't hate officers this much when they,
Keep in mind, we're not talking about Alex Preddy, where I don't know why I have to repeat myself. We're talking about the fact that you said you don't care that if an ICE agent were to break the law and engage in excessive force regardless of the context. Please respond to the question. That's very clearly hypocritical. I'm not going to repeat myself.
I mean, if they have, well, they're enforcement, so sometimes they have to use excessive force.
No, actually, they never have to use excessive force. That's why it's called excessive force. If the force is necessary, meaning they have to do it, it's by definition not excessive. Therefore, they never have to use excessive force because of what excessive force even is. It is defined as unnecessary force.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of violent protesters, so they kind of have to be excessive.
I literally just described to you why what you're saying is paradoxical. If you have to be excessive, then it's not excessive because excessive force is defined
Exactly,
as
so
unnecessary
you're calling it
force.
excessive when it's not.
No, you're equivocating between something that is excessive force and something that isn't excessive force. You're saying that LEOs are justified in engaging in the use of excessive force when it's not excessive force.
All right. I mean, yeah. If it's like,
So just to clarify, ICE agents are not justified to engage in excessive force, and you do care when they engage in excessive force because it's illegal and that needs to be punished, right?
yeah,
Okay, all
Yeah, I
right,
do.
perfect. So then explain to me how killing an unarmed man on all four wasn't excessive force.
That's exactly what it was. It's
that was
excessive force.
excessive.
Okay, so then you
But I
agree that it
mean-
was murder.
Well, if the court finds out it was murder, then yep.
By definition, if it was excessive, then it's murder.
Mm,
So
Yeah.
I don't know.
So you accept
I
that
would
it's
say
murder
that.
because you argue that it was excessive force.
yeah, I'd say in this specific instance, sure.
Okay, all right. So then why do you support a president that supports murder?
Well, when Trump says, like he supports ICE agents, he isn't talking about the ones that murder people. Like,
Yeah,
and by
they
the way,
very
ICE,
clearly said that they explicitly support these agents. His administration literally said that the agents were justified in their actions.
Did he ever
Literally
say
said that
he
the
supported
agents were
agents
acting in
that-
accordance with the DHS code of conduct, and very clearly said that Alex Preddy was not a victim, but was rather a domestic terrorist. So once again, why do you support a presidential administration that defends murder?
well, he didn't specifically say, I support the ICE agents that, use excessive force and kill people.
They literally
He
did.
just supports the
yes,
idea of ICE.
They
Because guess
explicitly
what? ICE
said
is a
that.
good thing.
I just told you how they explicitly said that. Do
No,
you
you
need me
said
to
it.
repeat myself?
You said he supports ICE agents.
No, I said that him and his administration explicitly came out and said that they support the ICE agents who murdered Alex Preddy.
Well, I mean, Trump isn't like. Well, Trump probably doesn't understand like the specifics of the case,
So
like why he
Donald
was
Trump
murdered.
probably doesn't understand that it was murder.
So do you think
Even if
ICE
that claim
agents
were
should ever
true,
be able to murder people?
one moment. Even if that claim were true, that wouldn't change anything.
Well, he didn't know, so why he wouldn't
Wait,
say
what,
it
what does
if
that change? What does that change? If somebody is a deranged lunatic pedophile that genuinely and sincerely believes that
Deranged?
kids can consent to sex, okay, all right, and then they hear a story about child
He never
rape,
said
and they're
that.
like, it's a hypothetical, and then they're like, it's not actually child rape because they genuinely believe that kids can consent to sex. Are they still culpable for supporting child rape?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, so if Donald Trump genuinely believes that it wasn't murder, but we just agreed that it was murder, so he's wrong, he's still culpable for defending murder. Correct or incorrect?
Okay, so well, if he didn't know the specifics, then he would just see it as, oh, they're resisting and they had to get violent.
Wait,
and
answer
kill
my
him.
question. Correct or incorrect?
Well, I mean, that's correct, but
Okay, so then you just said it is correct that Trump is defending murder. So why do you support a president that defends murder?
because he probably thinks it's justified. So do
Wait,
you think
wait,
ICE
wait, wait,
agents
wait,
can
wait,
never
wait,
murder
so
someone?
I have a question. So if it's a genuinely sick, deranged person legitimately believes that kids can consent to sex, okay, so then they say that child rape is justified. Are you saying that you could still support them because they probably genuinely believe that it's justified?
No.
My point. Hitler thought that the murder of Jewish people was justified. Are you saying that you could possibly support Hitler because he genuinely believed that the murder of Jewish people was justified?
Well, he knew it wasn't justified. Trump
No.
didn't.
Oh, wait. Let's assume that Hitler did legitimately think it was justified. By the way, he absolutely did. Okay, Hitler absolutely thought it was justified. So are you saying that you could possibly support Hitler because
No,
Hitler
I'm
thought
saying,
that
like,
genocide
Hitler-
was justified?
I'm saying like Hitler knew what he was doing is wrong, but Trump probably
no.
didn't know.
So if Hitler thought what he was doing was good, could you possibly support Hitler?
No.
Okay,
Because
so
at the
if
same
Trump
time,
thought
he
what he
also
was doing
knew-
was good, you also couldn't possibly support Trump.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
there's a
I just
difference.
called it, yeah. What's the difference?
Because Trump doesn't know, like, the contents of the murder. He probably thinks they were resisting.
Oh,
Not
okay.
knowing the contents
And then
of
they
the
got
murder is
violent and
crazy.
they
But
had to
once
use the
again,
gun.
once again, you're just simply saying that
You
in
don't know
one
the contents
scenario,
of the murder.
He didn't know that it was murder and genuinely believed that it wasn't murder. Hitler genuinely believed that it wasn't murder as well. Therefore, you could possibly support Hitler.
Well, Hitler knew it was murder, but he didn't care.
No, he didn't know that it was murder because he thought it
Yes,
was
he did.
justified.
Dude, he knew he was murdering people, but
No,
he
the
thought it was
definition
justified
of
anyway.
the definition of murder is the unjustified killing of a human being. Hitler thought that
He
it
still
was
murdered
justified.
people.
Therefore, exactly. Just like regardless of what Trump knows or doesn't know, he's still defending murder. Right? You just said at the end of the day, regardless of Hitler's state of mind, regardless of Hitler's delusion, regardless of Hitler's
Is that still?
supposition of justification
It's the
or lack
same
thereof of the
exact
genocide of
thing.
Jewish people, you don't care. You would never support him because at the end of the day, it was still murder. So regardless of Donald Trump's mental state, regardless of Donald Trump's supposition of justification or the lack thereof, you'd still never support Trump because at the end of the day, he's still defending murder.
He's defending it, but unknowingly.
Once again, we just went through this with Hitler. You said even if Hitler was unknowingly defending murder, he's still defending murder, therefore you wouldn't support him. Regardless if Donald Trump is unknowingly defending murder, he's still defending murder, therefore you never support him.
Okay, well, I mean, so you don't think ICE agents should be able to
Wait,
kill anyone?
okay, so you just accepted that you don't support Trump.
No, I do support him.
Okay, so you'll support presidents that defend murder.
Well, if, it's for a good reason, then Yep.
Murder for a good reason?
That's fucking crazy.
Yes.
To say that is insane.
Okay, so you actually think that they murdered him for good reason.
No, but Trump probably does think it.
Oh, okay, that's actually what Hitler thought.
That's sick as fuck, dude.
Really?
Yes, murdered people for good reason from his perspective. Yes.
Well, I mean, I'm not Bro, I'm okay. That's what Hitler thought. Like,
You're right.
right? I mean, it's just not how
Right, but you
Trump
don't
thinks.
care.
He's not going out and like murdering people just to murder them.
That's what happened to Alex Preddy. And that's what Trump is defending.
Okay, and that's one specific case.
Right.
And
So
Trump
we
is
have
probably
one
defending
specific
ICE
case
as a
of
whole.
Trump defending murder. Why is one specific
mean-
case of the president defending murder not enough to stop to stop supporting that president?
Because he does other good for the country.
Oh, okay. So you don't think that defending murder of the citizens
That's
of the
wild
country is
behavior,
right?
bruv.
I mean, sometimes there has to
He
be.
does
you
good
know,
for the country, so
sacrifices.
he can
Oh, so sometimes there
do
has
whatever
to
the
be
fuck he
murder of
wants.
citizens? That's
Well, I
not
mean-
that's Nazi logic.
No.
Yes, yes, it
Turn her
is. You're
back
saying
or her
sometimes we
front?
have to sacrifice and murder our citizens. That is Nazi logic.
I mean, that's what you think.
No, that's what's true. That's objectively what's true.
Get up for a second.
I mean,
Well, I mean, how many more times you're gonna say that? Oh, well, I mean, sometimes we just have to murder our citizens. Well, I mean, sometimes we just have to sacrifice
You
ICU
sleeping me
nurses
on
at
her
veterans
fucking front?
hospitals by shooting them 10 times in the back.
okay, can you prove that Trump knew it was murder?
What do you?
Once again, we've already been through this. I can, okay, with the use of inductive reasoning.
Okay, prove it.
Okay, if millions of private citizens know that it's murder because there's no basis for the justified shooting of Alex Preddy, then so does Trump because he's the president of the country. But
Well,
regardless
Trump
if he
wouldn't
knew or
agree
not,
with them.
regardless if he knew or not, that doesn't matter because we've already went through that logic with Hitler. Okay, Hitler didn't know it was murder because he thought it was justified. Therefore, you'd possibly
No, he
support
knew
Hitler.
it was murder, and he thought it was justified anyway. He didn't.
Wait,
care.
wait. But the definition of murder, once again, for the last time, is the unjust termination of human life. Therefore, he didn't know it was murder because he thought it was justified. If you think it's just justified, then you don't think it's murder.
Well, bro, why can't you think it's both?
Well, because the definition of murder is the unjustified termination of a human life. You can't simultaneously think that it's justified and unjustified. That's a contradiction.
He probably didn't care though.
Oh,
If it
okay.
was
Probably,
unjustified.
probably didn't care. Once again, yeah. So therefore, not only was he supporting murder, but he didn't care that it was murder.
This dude has no
exactly, and
fucking
Trump-
nothing to say
Okay,
at
so
all.
so
no
if,
proof that
so
Trump-
Donald Trump doesn't care about murder,
Literally nothing to say at all.
and you
It's
still
crazy.
support him. Say that out loud. Say that out loud. I want you
Well-
to say that out loud. Say Trump does not care about murder, and I support him as president.
Oh,
If he thinks it's justified, then just because citizens say,
Wait.
"Oh,
So
well,
if somebody doesn't care about rape because they think it's justified, is that wrong?
I mean, that is wrong.
Okay, so if somebody doesn't care about murder because they think it's justified, is that wrong?
Well, it depends on the justification.
What?
But
Wait,
in this case, it
so why
wasn't
does
justified.
wait? So why does it depend on? Why does it depend when it's murder, but it doesn't depend when it's rape?
Because like no one wants to get, R-worded, but like if it's
Wait,
murder,
no one wants to get murdered.
well, of course, but like if you're
Okay, so
being
therefore
violent,
that's not a difference. So once again, why is it wrong, okay, to defend rape if you think it's justified, but it's not wrong to defend murder if you think it's justified?
well, I mean,
Well, I mean,
he didn't know if it was justified, so
wait, once again, okay,
Bro has
if
nothing
somebody
good to say at
defends
all.
rape
It's-
because they
this is a dead
don't
conversation,
know
honestly.
that it was rape, is that wrong?
yes.
So if somebody defends murder because they don't know it's murder, is that wrong?
Not really, because there's a lot of cases for murder.
Okay, so why is it wrong when it's rape, but it's not wrong when it's murder?
Because rape is
Bad?
rape is something that yes,
Because
it's
rape
bad
is
in general.
bad? Okay, is murder
Yes.
bad in general?
Depends on the circumstances.
wait,
there's circumstances
what?
of murder where it's not
Okay.
wrong? You're Nazi. That's Nazi. That's a Nazi thing to say. It is Nazi to say
Okay, I'm
that there's
specifically
instances
talking
of
about
murder.
self-defense.
Self-defense isn't murder because it's justified. And the definition of murder is the unjustified killing of a human life.
This dude's a fucking bozo.
Okay, so yeah, it's not right to
so
support
murder's
murder.
bad. Okay, it's not right
Yes.
to support murder. Okay, even if you don't know it's murder, right?
Trump is probably,
Wait, so it's not
So
right
what,
to
'cause-
support murder, even if you don't know it's murder, right?
He needs to drop, bro. Off
Yeah,
the
it's not
fucking
right
call.
to support murder.
Okay. So therefore, you're no longer a Trump supporter because he's supporting murder.
No, I still support him.
Okay, so you don't think that supporting murder is a red line?
Well, I mean, like I said, I've said it many times. You can't prove that he doesn't think it's self-defense.
Wait. But we've already gone over this. If somebody thinks that that rape is justified because they don't think it was rape, that's wrong, and it doesn't matter that they don't think it's rape because it was rape. And you just agreed that if somebody defends murder because they think it was
Okay, but
justified,
he wouldn't
that's wrong
know.
because it doesn't matter because it is murder.
But he wouldn't know if it was murder.
How do you
He
know
probably thinks
that?
it's self-defense.
So how do you know? Well, does he reasonably think that it's self-defense?
Probably. I mean, why else would he?
Okay, so
He's a
then
good
what's the
guy.
good? So then what's the good reason to think
Breathing
that it was
weird.
self-defense? Because the only way to reasonably think something is if there's good reason for it to be true. You can't reasonably
Trump
think
just
something
supports-
unless there's good reason for it to be true.
Well, Trump, he probably just looks at it and says, "Yeah, they did the right thing."
You're not
he didn't
answering my
specifically
question.
Look at
Hey,
that.
hey, you fool! You're not answering my question.
Cool.
Yes, you're an absolute fool, incompetent,
You're
moronic
an absolute
fool.
fool.
Yes.
It's crazy.
All right.
So would you mind answering my question?
Damn.
Okay.
You know what? Let me
well,
ask you another question. How many branches of government are there?
3.
Name them.
Executive,
Judicial.
legislative.
Let me think. Yeah, you're gonna have to name them for me.
Right. How many continents are there?
I think there's 7.
Name them.
I don't know
Name
the
them?
names. I don't know
Okay,
the
we got
names.
North America, South America, Asia, Europe. I can't remember the rest.
Right. How many amendments are there in the Constitution?
I think there's like 8 to 12.
Right. There's 27. Right. How many articles are there in the Constitution?
You'd have to remind me.
Right. There's 7. Okay. How many senators are there?
There's probably like 100.
Yeah. Good job. There's 100. And how many people are there in the House of Representatives?
Probably like 230 or something.
No. There's over 420.
Okay, well I don't study
Right.
government, so
Right.
womp womp.
Right. There's it's four.
So
45
womp womp.
specific.
Okay,
Okay.
doesn't disprove any of my points.
Well, I
Getting
think it
light
does
out of
because
face.
it proves you to be a moron. What's the square root of 9?
3.
Good job. I'm proud of you. All right, I'm going to move on to somebody with hopefully more than 3 brain cells.
Oh
Now,
my
Keith, the
gosh.
American adult
He
with
said,
the
I'm going to
American
move to
adult
somebody
president.
with
We're gonna
hopefully
take
more
the
than
next
3
episode of
brain
the
cells. It's
podcast right now.
crazy.
So, I mean, I think that was like the full long-form debate on the live stream literally all day. And the first person that supports Trump that was willing to entertain a long-form debate was like absolutely terrible. Hi, do you support Trump?
I do.
How old are you?
Can you? I'm 32.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I can hear you. Do you mind if I thank a couple people for their donations and then we'll hop into the conversation?
Do what you got to do, buddy.
Awesome, man. I appreciate that. Angel, thank you for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat. Who says, "Oh, brother, this guy stinks. I mean, is there anything else in your vocabulary?" Yeah, that guy was like completely brain rotted. A complete waste of time, too. J Dub, thank you so much for the $50 over on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much, J Dub. I want to see 500 JWs down below in that comment section. Seriously, J Dub, that is so incredibly kind of you. I want y'all to show some serious love to J Dub down below for the $50. Who says, "Keep doing what you do." So much coming from my favorite guy, School him Dean. Well, J Dub, it's good to see you again today. Thank you so much for that love. 500 JWs, and you know me, I'll continue to school him. And then Hayden, thank you for the $10. Who says, from the retirement fund because your job debating on why Trump is awful is done. What a brutal stream for the MAGA cult. Dude, I gotta say, this is probably the most brutal stream I've ever had. Like, I'm actually annoyed. I usually don't get this annoyed. Lovey, thank you for the $1 and happy 53rd anniversary to your parents. Alex, thank you for the $5. Garrett, thank you for the $8. Thank you so much, Garrett. Abby, thank you for the $5. She says, "Keep the good work." Melanie, thank you for the $15. She says, "It's always, quote unquote, Trump is so smart. He's playing 4D chess until they're confronted by all of his evil. Then he, quote unquote, probably didn't know." Yeah, how does he go from being like really smart to an idiot, right? Thank you. Thank you so much for the $15, Melanie. Show some love to Melanie down below in that comment section. Let's also get 300 IVWs for the $30 donation over on Venmo. Ivy with the $30 says, "I feel like you need a whiteboard behind you so you could see the contradictions they make." You know what? We're going to start a whiteboard fund. All donations for the rest of the day will be going to the whiteboard fund so we can get the world's biggest whiteboard to show them all their contradictions. Thank you so much for the $30, Ivy. Deez, thank you so much for the $5. Mia with a $5. Andrea with a $15 who says, "You deserve a tasty beverage after today, alcohol, coffee, or whatever you fancy. Keep on doing what you're doing." I appreciate you so much, Andrea. And then Patsy, thank you so much for the $30 donation. Yo, let's get 300 Patsy W's. It is so good to see you again today. As always, Patsy. Patsy with the $30 says, keep doing what you do. This 56-year-old teacher is so proud of you for educating people of all ages. Stay positive. Oh, I fucking love you, dude. I love you so much, Patsy. Thank you for the $30.
What's up? What's the idea of the stream? I'm just vibing right now,
Amanda,
and
thank you for the $5 and the $15.
just watching
Thank
some
you so much, Amanda. Audrey, thank you for the $10.
some MAGA debates.
Love Audrey. Amanda, thank you for the 5. Tom with a 5. Then Sierra with a 5. Then Summer with a 1.
How are you feeling
and
today?
Jared,
And if you got,
thank
you know,
so
if
much
you
for
want to
the
say anything or
$50 donation
have anything
on
you feel
Venmo.
about
Yo, let's
anything,
go,
I'm definitely
Jared.
down to talk.
I want to see 500 Jared W's. Thank you so much for the unreal support, man. Seriously, it means the world to me. $50 is a shit ton of money. Jared with the $50 says, I know that you're hurting for debates today and MAGA's running scared. I'll debate you, not a Trump supporter, but I'm respectful and honest. Well, Jared, we are only looking to talk to Trump supporters, man. But as always, I appreciate you for the $50 donation. That is insane, my guy. Thank you. And Dallas, thank you for the $5. Joel and Jamie, appreciate you for the 5. Mad Daddy and Anna, appreciate you for the 5. Iris with a 5, thank you so much. And then Mary with a 2. We are all caught up over on Venmo. I appreciate y'all for so much love, for all the love over the course of the last hour or so. Seriously, thank you guys. Thank y'all so fucking much. Over on PayPal, Sophie, thank you so much for the $10. I appreciate you,
Excuse me.
Sophie. Sophie with the 10 says, I'm Zach in the queue waiting for good conversation. Oh, wait, no, that's someone else. Sophie says, can you help me find reliable sources to write an essay for school and why we should not deport immigrants? Yes, the Kale Institute just did a massive study that proved that they have generated a $14.8 trillion surplus in the last 30 years. That is a great source. Zach with a $15 says, I'm Zach in the queue waiting for a good conversation. If you're a Trump supporter, I'll let you up. Zach, thank you for the $15, man. Nicole, thank you for the 5. Gabriella, thank you for the 3. Then Jacob, thank you for the $20, who says, my daily Dean Cult donation. Love what you do, Dean. Bad Bunny did a wonderful job representing what true Americanism is. I could not agree more, man. That was seriously a great performance. Thank you for the $20, Jacob. Ruth, thank you for the 5. Then Lily, thank you so much for the $56. That is Lilly. Lily with a $56 says, I'm not American, but the shit that is happening is genuinely mind-blowing. Having a sex offender as president is insane. And the crazier part is that millions of Americans don't think that's insane. Thank you for the $56, Lily. I want to see 500 Lily W. Seriously, that is very kind of you. And it looks like we're actually all caught up for now. If you want to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio on TikTok, pin message on YouTube, and the handles at the top of the phone screen. I appreciate y'all for the love, and I appreciate you for your patience, Kyle. Go ahead and take it away and tell me how the hell you still support Trump.
So I just kind of wanted to piggyback off of the Alex Pretty conversation that you just had.
Okay.
And I wanted to highlight a couple key things that I noticed about it and that people really aren't talking about. And so first I wanted to state that I'm a 2A activist. I 100% agree with our right to bear arms anytime. So the fact that he was at a protest doesn't really say much to me, but you're obligated as somebody that's carrying a firearm to be more responsible in a situation like that.
No, that does
So I
not
wanted
mean
to start
anything
off
like
with
that
Legally
at all.
obligated?
No,
Well,
not at all.
morally obligated.
It makes no fucking
Okay,
sense.
so you're saying that he should have done this thing that is not legally required, and somehow this means that he wasn't a victim of murder? I'm confused.
Come on,
Not
Thank you.
necessarily. I just wanted to preface
shit
that
makes no sense.
because I get a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, all the 2A activists are saying that it's solely because he was carrying." No, that's not why a lot of right-leaning people.
I mean, listen, so here's what I'll say. I actually think he was good in that engagement. He just stuck up for a woman, didn't want a woman to get pushed. I would have done the same thing. I don't think that he's irresponsible in the slightest. Now, was he murdered?
I just don't think that the context is right. So I do.
I'd stick up for a woman that was getting pushed. I think any good man would.
And that's fine.
But can you answer my question?
in
Do
that
you think he was murdered?
I think justified, yes.
Why?
Because in that scenario, when you hear the what do you call them, LEO, when you hear the LEO yell gun, that gives all other LEOs reasonable imminent threat that their life is in jeopardy.
No.
Yes.
No.
Well, I'm not going to say yes.
No.
Sorry, that was bold. But enlighten me how not.
Yeah, for sure. Because in accordance with a Felix ruling from SCOTUS last year, The reasonability of an officer-involved shooting must be made in consideration of the totality of the circumstances. So a consideration that was also true in the totality of the circumstances is he didn't have his gun because he was taken away from him. And then even if he did, it was just legally holstered, which according to the 2nd, 4th, and 14th Amendment, as well as other SCOTUS case law, like Connor v. Graham, does not give the right to LEOs to shoot and kill you.
Okay, so my counter to that is, in the event that other officers did see, I'm just going to say officers, I just mean broadly the LEOs, in the event that they did see his firearm, they do see a scrum, they hear, one of the LEOs shout gun. This is all creating some form of chaos.
If they did see his firearm, then they would know that it was taken from him.
Within I mean, how long? I'm sure you've broken it down frame by frame. What was the time from the time he was disarmed to the time that the weapon misfired, and when was he disarmed in relation to when the LEO says gun? Because now we're getting into fog of war category.
No. Actually, there's no fog of war.
Wasn't he obligated to carry ID and the permit?
For justified shootings anymore because of that Felix case?
No.
Determinations.
Some states really, as long as you have it, you're good. But
and second,
yeah, you're supposed to have it on you. But either way,
okay, you're saying
I don't think he did anything wrong at all. I know for a fact that he was unjustly murdered. You know what I'm saying? I did criminal justice for 4 years. There was no reason that he was disarmed and still murdered with his face down. It just doesn't make sense.
Firearm and somebody screaming gun doesn't change that.
Right. So,
but like he's trying to make a point. The other guy that he's having a conversation with right now is kind of trying to make a point that he's trying to make a point that the dude had a fucking weapon and he was going off on the cops. He's trying to say you should act better when, having a weapon on you, when you're a holder of a weapon, which I also think is false. I don't think that you cannot you cannot argue with someone because you have a weapon. I don't think that's true at all. Like that has nothing to do with that at all. People are just weird. I don't think you should put that with that at all. I don't know. It's just weird. It's just very weird.
The totality of the circumstances is what,
and it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't go with what's going on at all. Like you can't just he was arguing with the cop and he had a gun on his hip. What the fuck does that mean? You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense.
Whether or not he was right or wrong for defending this woman, I don't care about that part. The fact is that he was resisting lawful command.
What lawful commands did he resist?
And he didn't resist at all.
Obviously, he was being detained, right?
Wait, no, they just hopped on top of him. I think that they're probably in the basis of trying to detain him, but what lawful commands was he resisting?
I didn't hear any lawful commands, so that's something that I can concede there.
Okay.
But I see somebody resisting. They are armed.
Tell me how he was resisting.
Fighting back. They're creating a scrum.
How is he fighting back? How do you know that the scrum wasn't just created by the ICE agents? Dogpiling him because they're untrained lunatics.
Well, I don't disagree that they're not trained long enough. By far, I do agree with that. However, I don't think, with the totality of everything through their lens, that it's unjustified due to the fact that he's resisting.
How is he resisting?
There's a firearm. There is a
resisting?
firearm. Fighting back anyway. I mean,
how is he fighting back?
Moving his arms, he's flailing around.
Wait, so moving
trying
arms,
to stand back up after being put on the ground.
Moving arms, right? Likely to cover his head because he was being hit with a pistol, or to cover his eyes because he was getting pepper sprayed, is resisting.
Not necessarily, but that's
okay. So then, how is he resisting?
That depends on the interpretation. So then, one moment.
Then how is he resisting?
If based on what I saw what I would consider resisting.
Okay, tell us what you saw.
Yes, sir.
I would have to watch the video again, but I'm
okay. So go and pause and watch the video. That's fine.
Can you pull it up? Because I'm not very good with tech.
There should be some misunderstanding that happened. So for I've seen videos and stuff. I wasn't there, so I can't say exactly why he was. You know what I'm saying? What exactly happened?
To postpone.
But from what I see,
that is that
But from what I
that
seen, I guess he was helping women that were getting shoved down to the ground and stuff. And he went to go help a woman up and stuff. And one of the officers like started getting onto him. So he kind of like got in a little scruffle with the cop for a second. Just kind of like was like, just like, you know what I mean? Like kind of just keeping his own, you know what I mean? He didn't like fight with him or anything. Kind of just like keeping his own, like kind of like kind of the officers were shoving him. So he kind of was like staying up and like kind of shoving back a little bit. Nothing crazy. Not like he's fighting the officers or anything. But then at some point, another officer comes over and like slams him on the ground, and another officer comes over and slams him and also like starts pistol whipping him. Another officer comes over, takes his weapon, disarms him, and another officer starts to shoot him. As they all have him pinned down on the ground, you know what I'm saying? Another officer then, you know what I'm saying, shoots him multiple times in the back, and then in the back of the head too. I think they shot him in the head too. A lot of crazy shit. But yeah. Very sad. My condolences to his family. It's fucking crazy.
Man, not resisting, legally carrying a gun, okay, then being shot in the back after that gun was taken from him, right?
So when you
all
hear,
that we have evidence
so
that's what we have evidence for right now, correct?
No, I wouldn't say that there's evidence for your argument because we don't have evidence against it.
Wait, so you're saying if you don't have evidence that he was resisting?
I can't completely go one way just because that's what you're saying.
So we have a man who wasn't clearly resisting, that was legally carrying a gun, that then had that gun taken away from him and was shot in the back. How is that not clearly murder?
Because of what I was talking about earlier, and that's when the other agent says gun, that puts everybody else has a sense of urgency in the scrum. There's low visibility.
Yelling gun does not purport an objectively reasonable threat.
You're right. And that's why I'm trying to get to the next point, which is when he is disarmed and the weapon misfires in the ICE agent in the agent's hand.
How do we know that?
As he was retreating. It's in the video.
I haven't seen that. I've only seen that claim made. I'd love evidence for that. But by the way, even if that did occur, it'd still be murder because of the Felix ruling from SCOTUS last year that said that these decisions have to be made in consideration of the totality of the circumstance. So because that gun went off in the hand of an ICE agent, it would still be murder in consideration of the totality of the circumstances.
Wait,
but once again, what's the evidence that the gun misfired?
I've seen videos and broken down videos of it.
Can you share me one of these videos?
Like I said, I'm not good with tech, but I can try to find it.
Okay, so then you want to talk about something else that like you could like try to give evidence for? I just feel like dude, I'm living in like a hellish Groundhog Day where for the last 3 hours I've either been getting the N-word screamed at me or I've been having guests join this live and make baseless claims in an attempt to argue their point and then continue to argue that point even after I'm able to A, refute it, or B, have them admit that there's no evidence for it to be the case. Like I'm really how about we talk about why you support Trump?
I didn't want to take up too much of your time.
If your argument hinges on you making claims that you don't have evidence for in reference to Alex Preddy, then let's just talk about why you support Trump.
I can forward you what I've seen, but that's besides the point.
Okay, so just answer this question on top of my head. Why do you still support Trump?
Well, that's not why I joined, Dean. I wanted to piggyback.
That's the topic of the stream. So you're unwilling to tell me why you support Trump?
That I told you at the beginning that's what I wanted to do. So if you didn't want me up here, then I could have been gone.
Okay, so just to clarify, do you support Trump even though court found him guilty of rape?
I'm starting to find reasons not to, but
so is that a yes or no?
As of now, I'm on the fence.
Okay, would you still be on the fence?
But that doesn't mean that I'm leaning.
I like how they don't answer the question though. They never answer the question because they know it's just fucked up that he has to even say that. He has to even ask that question. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, it's shallow for sure.
That's a yes. Would you still be on the fence if Donald Trump admitted to sexually exploiting naked women and girls?
I mean, I like the figure that Trump stands for.
Can you answer my question?
I don't agree with things that he's done before politics.
Can you just answer my question? Would you still be on the fence if you knew that Donald Trump admitted to sexually exploiting naked women and girls, like under the age of 18?
No.
Okay, so you'd stop supporting them if that were true?
If it was something that happened during his presidency and affected his, policies at
What?
all.
So what if he
then
did this in 2005?
That's disgusting. Oh yeah, if he raped someone
he wasn't
15
involved.
years ago, it's
Right,
okay.
So if he admitted to
What the
sexually
fuck are you
exploiting
guys
and
talking
naked
about?
girls
Like,
in
this shit is
2005,
weird.
would you
This shit
still
is
support him
weird.
as president today? Would you
This shit is
still be on his
disgusting,
side?
honestly.
It doesn't have anything to do with his policies.
So the answer is yes?
I mean, I probably wouldn't vote for him again based on what has been
Just the
found out,
demographics now.
but
No, he's been terrible.
I'm not
He's
gonna
been a
turn
terrible
my back on
person.
the president
Everything's been the
just
same.
Would you
because
turn?
It's just
would
all
you
coming
turn
to
your
light
back
now.
on
Everything done in the
president
light,
who raped a
everything
child?
done in the dark shall come to light. Period. Point blank.
that
And he's
there's-
disgusting.
that's
He's
too
disgusting.
much.
Okay. So if he raped a child in the 80s, okay, you'd turn your back on him. But if he sexually exploited a child in the early 2000s, you wouldn't turn your back on him because it has nothing to do with his
So
policies.
this sexual exploitation thing is, I mean, that was a civil thing.
Dean's
It
funny
wasn't-
as shit.
wasn't-
Dean's funny.
No,
That's a
no,
Dean.
no,
Dean's
that's
funny
a
as
civil
shit.
court for rape. I'm talking about when he admitted to sexual exploitation. He said that he just followed beauty pageant contestants into their dressing rooms to look at them while they're unchanged and naked.
He said that he had seen them in their dressing rooms.
So that he followed them in there, that he barged in, that he abused the fact that he was the owner of the pageant, go backstage and go into their dressing rooms. That's what he said.
That's not what he said.
Let's just listen to what he said. You hear him say, so I would go in and I'd see them naked.
You could also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now, tell
Well,
me
I'll
what
tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like a
everything is
doctor.
good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
Like, even with that, dude, if you go back to Howard Stern and watch that, like, you can go to YouTube right now and watch that interview. Go to Howard Stern, Donald Trump interview, and it's just disgusting. Like, if you can actually go see that, like, this is all disgusting. It's real. That's not AI. You know what I mean? That's why they're coming out with AI. They want everything to seem fake. This is real, and it's disgusting. It's nasty. He's telling you what he was doing during fucking women, not just women. But these are also Miss Teen USA pageants too. Teen pageants. This is disgusting. Fucking girls. This is nasty. Very gross.
Finn.
Oh, well then, I don't think that that's morally right.
Okay. All right. So you accept that's sexual exploitation, right?
Yeah, I would say.
Okay, so sexual exploitation is not a red line. What about like
It is. And
what about like explicit racism?
now that's getting into racism with Trump. I don't think Trump is racist. I think he's
I have a question.
he's a troll.
Okay, is the N-word racist?
Yes.
Calling like black people the hard R?
Inherently, I would say yeah.
Inherently.
Okay. So what about depicting black people as like monkeys, apes, and gorillas?
I wouldn't call that racist
What you mean you wouldn't
Why
call
not?
it?
because
Oh my
I
gosh.
think that I think it was in poor taste for him to post that. But have you ever seen or heard the comparison of somebody wearing a monkey suit? That they're
No.
foolish or goofy. Yeah, I mean, the guy in the monkey suit, yeah, he's a goofball. He's silly. He's whatever.
Okay, are you familiar with the history of the comparison of black people to apes?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But there's a double entendre
Do you know where that comes from?
No. I mean,
I'll
I
tell
haven't
you.
researched that.
I'll tell you. It comes from a lot of European evangelist movements and slavery era cartoons. So European evangelist movements at the start of the slave trade attempted to justify their actions by creating this rank of the races, saying that whiteness was closer to perfection or divinity and blackness was closer to the beast of the wild. It's a diversion within the creation story. For generations across multiple different religions, the creation story of Adam and Eve or something similar has been shared. And in that creation story, we hear about the beasts of the wild, and then the humans were the souls, close to God. And this comparison of black people to apes, monkeys, and so on and so forth is attempting to place them within that realm of the beast of the wild. This is why we saw them depicted as apes in slavery cartoons. You know, they're like a house dog. They're an animal. You get them to do what they want, that you want them to do, because they're that animal. Okay? Same thing with like segregation rhetoric. You know, black people are the animal, the beast of the wild. You know, they can't be in a civilized society, so we have to segregate them from civilized society because they are that beast of the wild. Same thing with like anti-black propaganda that we still see driven today. So that's why a comparison of black people to apes is very racist. This is also why we had Republican senators. This is why we also had Republican senators speak out. Well, 1 second. This is why we had Republican senators speak out and say that this is the most racist thing they've ever seen out of the Trump White House. Speak out and say that this was racist. Mick was Donald Trump's chief of staff at the end of his first administration. He said that this is racist. Okay,
according to MAGA, Donald Trump
it is always racist to compare
okay.
black people to monkeys. The same way it is always racist to call black people the N-word.
I mean, according to them, I guess that's true.
He didn't.
According to MAGA, I guess he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Monkeys. He showed two.
It's very disgusting. That's very disgusting.
He put their faces on the
atrocious sexual
sins.
sins. It's disgusting.
And that's the point.
That's not what the White House said.
Right. Yeah, and he backtracked when he got backlash. And like I said, it was in poor taste. He should have gotten the backlash, absolutely. But I do not believe that Trump is racist.
Okay, even though he depicts black people as monkeys, you guys always have some type of excuse. It's so fucking draining for me. It's like I do my research, I build my beliefs on the foundation of critical thought, and you guys just build your beliefs on whatever the hell you think will be more advantageous for this depiction of Trump. Oh, I swear to God that there are probably few other scenarios where you would turn around and you'd look at a white guy depicting black people as gorillas and say that there obviously some explanation insofar as why he's doing this that is not racism, right? And this isn't like the only racist thing he's done. This isn't like the start of a new unexpected trend. In 1978, he was literally sued for violating the Civil Rights Act and refusing to rent to black people. Him and his property manager would put the letter C, standing for the word colored, on the housing applications of black people and then throw them away in a junk drawer. The New York State Justice Department sent white testers in and black testers in to ask the property manager if they had any available properties. The property manager would tell the white people yes and the black people no. In 1992, he called all black people lazy and then affirmed to a news reporter in 1997 that that's something he probably said when asked about it. His introduction.
That's something I probably said. Like, what the
way
fuck?
He got famous in politics was by perpetuating the birther myth of.
Like, imagine that.
I have a question.
Imagine that. The president said that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's something I probably said. I probably said that all black people are lazy. I probably said that. And that's okay. That's just okay with everyone. That's the shit that really just I don't know. It just doesn't sit with, I don't know. It's kind of, for me, I feel like it's kind of weird.
If we have 5 people, 4 of them are white and 1 of them are black, and somebody basically assumes that the black person was not born in America, says that they were born in Africa, okay, with no evidence, but then also basically assumes that all 4 white people were born in America, is that racist?
I mean, you could take it as racist, or you could just,
you could take it as racist? How could that not be racist?
It's all interpretation. If you want to paint it as a racist light, then it
can you
be
interpret basically assuming that the one black person out of a group of 5 people is not born in America, interpret that in a way that's not racist?
Yeah, I mean, America, the United States of America is overwhelmingly white.
Whoa!
I don't think that it's racist to assume
that is racist. That's exactly what that is.
I don't see what's wrong with that.
What the fuck?
So
and I don't know.
So you don't see the issue in basically assuming that a black person was not born here for no reason whatsoever. Let's just assume that in order to get a job, you have to be born here. This black person says that they were born here. The other 5 white people also said that they were born here. if you baselessly assume that the black job applicant was lying,
What
but you
the
do not
fuck?
make that same supposition about the other 4 white
I mean, if he
is
doesn't
that
know,
racist?
we can bring up some facts too. That's not true, bro.
No, I mean it's you're. How does it? What is it? First
What?
of all, my question regarding this is, one, why would that matter? And two,
Why does racism
you
matter? I mean, this is literally an example
can
of you
consider-
holding
you
an
could
unjustified
legitimately-
prejudice against somebody because
could
of their race.
legitimately
Do you
consider any
think,
of them.
one moment, do you think that holding an unjustified prejudice against somebody because of their race is racist?
Yes,
Explain
but
to me
let
how.
finish-
Now
let
explain to me
let
how.
me
No,
finish my point, and I
Kyle.
will.
Explain to me how, if you have a group of 5 people, one person is black, the other 4 are white, these are 5 job applicants that want this job that you're hiring for, and in order to get this job, you have to be a natural U.S. born citizen. All 5 people, the 1 black person and the 4 white people, told you that they were born here, and you absolutely believe the 4 white people with no evidence, but you don't believe the 1 black person with no evidence. How is that not an unjust prejudice against somebody because of their race?
The leading.
Because it's situational. Any of them could have been lying.
Here we go.
It
Here's a
doesn't
fun fact.
matter what
But in
color
the
they
scenario,
are.
you were
The leading ethnicity in the USA is Hispanic or Latino. Just saying.
Are you asking this over and over again?
Whoa, it's overwhelmingly white. No, sir, it's not.
Color
percentage.
they
I don't
are.
know what that means, but it does to this person. The hiring manager's like, it does matter the color that they are, and they baselessly assume that the 1 black person is lying. Meanwhile, they baselessly assume that the 4 white people are not lying. Is that racist?
But you're basing that solely on the fact like that race is the only.
are you just let me? Oh my god! Answer the question.
I don't think that is racist.
Okay, then I think that you're an absolute moronic idiot. And honestly, I now just need to take a moment to thank my gifters before I violate TOS, because you're now telling me that, oh, it's just not racist at all to depict black people as monkeys. It's not racist at all to baselessly assume that a black person is lying when they tell you something. But when a white person tells you that same thing, okay,
To believe it.
baselessly believe them. It's not
That's
racist
fucked
at all
up.
to not rent to black people because of the color of their skin. Like, bro. Like, you are a racist, Kyle. You are a sad racist. Oh my God. I need to take a second to thank people, or else I'm going to lose it. Kate, thank you. Thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo. Who says, so tired of quote-unquote men with guns scared for their life's excuse. If women shot every time they feared for their lives, bodies would be lining the streets. Deadass Kate, thank you for the $10. Tina, thank you so much for the $50 donation over on Venmo. I appreciate you so much, Tina. Please show some up to Tina down below in that comment section. Thank you. Thank you so much, Tina. I want to see 500 Tina W's down below. Thank you so much for the $50, Tina. Tina with the $50 says, I'm back. These guests today, woo. It's interesting that MAGA presupposition is that the ICE agents have legitimate training and empathy. Stay strong, Dean. Well, I appreciate you so much for the $50, Tina. And today's been rough. They've all just been terrible. Tyler, thank you for the $15 who says happy Monday. Happy Monday, Tyler. Thank you so much for the $15. And then Tess, thank you for the $5. And Beth, thank you so much for the $100 donation on Venmo. Beth, that is so incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much for the love, Beth. I want to see 1,000 Beth W's down below in the comment section. Seriously, that is so freaking kind of you. 1,000 W's for Beth, please. Beth with $100 says, thank you for keeping me company every evening. Spend this on your sweetheart for Valentine's Day. I will absolutely be doing that, Beth. You and one other person have sent in a $100 donation explicitly saying to send this on my girlfriend on Valentine's Day. And I want to let you know, as well as the other person that sent that $100 donation in, that those funds will absolutely be going towards her. You have my fucking word. Thank you. Thank you so much for the $100, Beth. That is so kind of you. I really do have a soft spot when people send donations in the name of my girlfriend to do something for her. God, massive softy for that. Thank you for the $100, Beth. Then Chelsea, thank you for the $10. She says MAGA is scared today. Thank you for educating the uneducated. Well, I'm trying my best, Chelsea, and they're so fucking scared today. They're actually insane. Olivia, thank you for the $10. She says these people are actually stupid. I can't. I'd be yelling at my screen. I bet that you're still yelling at your screen even though you sent that donation 10 minutes ago. Katrina, thank you for the 5. Olivia, thank you for the 5. Chad, thank you for the 5. and we're all caught up over on Venmo. Like, oh my God, bro, these people are terrible. Thank you for the $10, Ryan, over on YouTube Super Chat, who says, next Kyle will say, I'm not racist, I have black friends. Oh yeah, that's definitely coming soon. And then Heather, oh my God, thank you so much for the 100 Canadian dollars over on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much, Heather. That is so fucking kind of you. Show some love to Heather down below, seriously. Oh my God, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, Heather. Heather with 100 Canadian dollars says, love from Canada, keep up the awesome work. You know I will. But thank you so much for the love, Heather. I want to see 1,000 Heather W's. Thank you so much for your kindness. And then same thing to L4. Thank you for the $10 who says, this guy needs a serious mental health evaluation. They all do, bro. I'm like losing my mind today, dude. Over on PayPal, I'd also like to thank Keith. Thank you so much for the $25 donation. Let's get 250 Keith W's. Thank you for supporting me, my man. Keith with the 25 says, as a father of two, I have no clue how anybody can defend Trump. Keep on doing what you're doing and calling out these MAGA snowflakes. I try my best, Keith. Thank you so much for the $25 on PayPal. Thank you so much. And then Cully, thank you so much for the $20 who says, Bad Bunny was awesome. Kid Rock flopped. Woke is back, baby. Woke is back. Bro, Woke is so fucking back. It's never been better, Cully. Thank you so very much for the $20 donation. Show some love to Coley down below. Seriously, thank you so much. Olivia, thank you for the $10. I appreciate you so much, and I'm really happy to hear that you are enjoying the stream. And it looks like we're all caught up. I think that we maybe have a couple more people. Yeah, we do. Love you. I'll take a look at that last Venmo. Kate, thank you for the $5 who says, love you, Dean. I love you too. Go get a drink after this crazy life. Thank you for your work. I definitely will be. Jessica, thank you for the $25 who says, today seems rough for you. Thank you for doing what you do. Well, thank you for the support, Jessica. And I'm not going to lie. Today is really rough. This is one of the more like terrible streams I've had to do. These people are just terrible today. Thank you for the $25, Jessica. Seriously. And then Kelly with the $20 says, I had my embryo transferred today. Fingers crossed it sticks. Fuck this racist. Well, I really hope that works, Kelly. I know that IVF is a very long and hard process. Let's hope that this embryo sticks. Thank you for the $20. Thank you so much. And then over on PayPal, Angelina, thank you for the $1. She says, I'm sorry they have to deal with so many terrible people today. Well, I appreciate you anyways. Guys, if you want to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio on TikTok, pin message on YouTube, and the handles also at the top of the phone screen. One last thing I want to shout out here is I only get around 30% of the proceeds on TT gifts and YT super chats. So if you want to support me to where I get 100%, the V and the P, Venmo and PayPal are the place. I appreciate y'all so much for the love. Now, anyways, back to the conversation. I actually want to ask you another question here, Mr. Kyle. So, are you familiar with Bad Bunny performing at the Super Bowl halftime show yesterday?
I am, but I did want to. I wanted to go back.
The Galaxy.
I think you're misunderstanding my point. Is if you base it solely off of the person's race, then yes, that would be
off their
racist,
ethnicity.
but that would require you to base it off of solely their race. If you pick the black person, of course that's racist. But if you base it on, I don't know, a conversation that you had with somebody else, you might think differently.
You're basically saying if you had evidence outside of their race that this claim were to be true, then it wouldn't be racist. That's explicitly why I ask you if they were to baselessly assume this, meaning that they don't have any evidence outside of their race.
I mean, sure, it would be racist, but I would not say that is something that happens 100 times out of 100 or
That's
50 times out of 100.
Actually. So Trump said that he didn't believe that Obama was a natural U.S.-born citizen, and for that reason told people not to vote for him because he would have been constitutionally ineligible. But he didn't do that for the four white guys. He didn't do that for Biden. He didn't do that for Clinton. He didn't do that for the two Bushes. He didn't do it to himself. Okay, right. So,
and that's fine, but that's not proof that he's racist. That's just an instance that was in poor taste again. And I'm not defending that because I do think it's wrong.
What about the lawsuit against him for not running to black people? What about that one?
You didn't hear what I said. Because you want to get to your next point so quickly.
I mean, we're just kind of we are just kind of going over these things pretty quickly here. You're saying that turning black people into apes, that's not proof that it's racist.
I don't think
him perpetuating the birther myth about Barack Obama, but no other white president, that's not proof that he's racist. So what about the lawsuit against him in the 70s for not renting to black people? Is that proof that he's racist?
I wouldn't say proof. I would say
what the fuck, dude? You're weird.
It's not concrete proof. You can't say that somebody is racist.
What do you mean you can't say someone's racist?
To black people for violating the Civil Rights Act.
For that reason, no.
That's exactly what you can do. You can say someone's racist.
So
you just not say it.
Discriminating against black people.
I don't get that at all.
I mean, if you want to put it in that context, then sure.
Okay, all right. That is racist, right?
That by that definition, yeah.
Okay, so Trump's racist for doing that, right?
Sure, and that carries with him for a lifetime because of mistakes he made, like you said, in the 70s.
Oh, so he was just racist in the 70s. Got it. Well, I mean, now that we understand that he was super duper racist in the 70s and violated the Civil Rights Act based on racial discrimination, doesn't this increase the likelihood that when he depicted the Obamas as literal monkeys, that it probably was racist? When he like questioned, the citizenship status of Obama and said, actually denied that he was a citizen. Even after Obama released his birth certificate, said, I don't know about this. It doesn't seem real, but didn't do that for anybody else. That was definitely racist too, right? Like, cause it's like character building.
Around that time was when I started kind of paying attention to politics, not fully, but that's around the time that I did. But if I remember right, there were rumors that he was not a U.S. citizen and that he didn't have.
Yeah, because more people are racist than just Trump, of course.
Well, I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying that around that time there were rumors and allegations of that.
Yeah, you know, in like the 60s, there were really popular rumors that black people were just naturally really violent. Would that made it not racist to believe that black people were just naturally really violent?
I don't know what your point is here.
My point is refuting your logic. You're saying that other people outside of Trump believe that Obama was born in Africa. Therefore, it wasn't racist for Trump to believe that he was born in Africa in the 60s.
There you go.
Pretty much a majority of white people. A vast majority of white people thought that like black people were just very violent. Okay, that's what upheld segregation. So apparently in the 60s it wasn't racist to be a white person to think that black people are just naturally really violent, right? Because it was a really popular rumor.
And I think it's what?
So do you that wasn't racist?
That's racist as fuck.
No, I do think that that's racist, but I think it's
even though it was a popular rumor.
Two
Yeah,
stops
I
away.
would say
3
that it's
stops.
racist.
Okay, so even though the birther myth
She's
was a
really slow.
popular
Like I said,
rumor,
she has
doesn't
like
extend
5
the fact that
orders.
it's racist.
Those that you're gonna have to check that shit when you get on there.
I agree to that, and that's where I think you're
I love
you're
his
trying
color.
to jump to conclusions and think that I don't, it's
Okay, so we know. So you've agreed that that was racist.
but
as
it's
Trump.
not.
Three orders.
So that's like saying okay, so then is Biden therefore racist?
Yeah, Biden was super racist in his past. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, Biden
He
has
did a
been
lot of
super
racist-
fucking
really
racist too.
things.
So you don't support Biden at all because he was racist.
Well, the thing, the
None
difference.
of
I'll tell
his
you the-
policies.
I'll tell you the big
none-
differences
nothing
between.
he's done.
I'll tell you the big differences between Biden and Trump. First and foremost, the alternative to Biden was Trump, the unapologetic racist. That wasn't just racist in his past, but was still racist at current day. The second big difference was the policy and agendas that they ran on. Biden ran on an agenda of racial equality and progression for marginalized communities. Donald Trump runs on an agenda of racial inequity and an agenda of more harm towards marginalized communities. And then the third big point here is that Biden has held himself accountable for the times that he has been racist in the past. Donald Trump has never held himself accountable for the times that he's been racist in the past. But keep in mind, Biden didn't even end up running against Trump in the 2024 election. That was Kamala Harris.
Right. Yeah, I do know that, and I just disagree. Like, how can because he said sorry. Biden said
not
sorry,
just
so
because
that makes it
not
better.
just because he said sorry, but because he said sorry, he meant it, then turned around and then ran on a policy to advance racial equality for marginalized communities with a black woman as his vice president, who is the most qualified choice possible to once again have a better idea of what is in the best interests of those marginalized communities, because no one would know better than a member of them.
Yeah, I mean, it could also be never mind. I would say that's partially a PR stunt, but
Oh, yeah, well, guess what? I guess now it's a PR stunt to pick a black woman, even when she's the most qualified because she's a black woman. Once again, discrediting the qualifications of a black woman because they're a black woman.
No, I'm not
That's racist,
discrediting
Giles.
at all. I'm not discrediting that. I'm going based off of what he said. If you don't vote Democrat, you're not black, and all of these things, and then turn around and pick your VP to be a black woman. I don't know. I don't understand.
Exactly. You're so perplexed that a black woman was picked to serve as vice president. I think that
not true at all.
perplexity indicates racism because you wouldn't have that same perplexity if it was a white man.
I didn't know anything about Kamala Harris prior to it, so I couldn't tell you one way or another about her.
Did you know anything about JD Vance prior to Trump picking JD Vance?
No.
Are you
So
perplexed that he picked JD Vance? Was that a PR stunt?
not necessarily, but
Right. So
I mean,
because you share
what
that
I'm
perplexity towards him picking Kamala Harris, right, it indicates that like you just
What
from
did
your
JD
perspective,
Vance? JD
can't
Vance was
see a black
racist.
woman being qualified enough to serve as vice president.
Did
So
JD
then when you
Vance do
picked a
something
black woman,
racist? I kind of have to look this up.
You're like, oh my
I'll
god,
keep it
like,
on.
what?
But
I'm so
that-
perplexed by this choice. It must be a
I
PR
didn't.
stunt.
We'll have to look this up.
No. See, and that's where you're getting my intentions. You're just running with it. One, I lean right. So when Vance comes in and I agree with his ideologies and the things that he supports, then sure, I'm gonna be like, okay, go this guy.
I don't
Now,
understand. I don't
Kamala
think that you
being
do
on-
agree with the ideologies of the Trump administration because earlier you said that that you're a constitutionalist, right?
I didn't say I was a constitutionalist.
Yeah, you said that you're super pro 2A. Are you a constitutionalist? Do you care about
I'm
the
pro-
Constitution, Patriot?
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, the Trump administration doesn't.
Labeled as a Klansman. Wait.
Okay.
Well, I mean, they've been like intentionally
What am I
attacking
seeing
the
right now?
Constitution. They've been attempting to erode it and illegally change it with executive orders.
Okay. I see people saying that I didn't say I was a constitutionalist. I didn't know what that meant, to be fair. So,
No worries.
sorry.
No worries. So would the Trump administration intentionally and
JD
belligerently
Vance is the
attacking and violating the Constitution in an attempt to take constitutional rights away from citizens make you stop supporting them?
It wouldn't necessarily make me stop supporting them because of other ideologies that I agree with.
Like which
So,
ones?
but-
Like which ones? Like
but
what ideologies
I would like to.
do you share with
I
them?
would like to go through. I would like to go through your points and see what you're referring to.
It doesn't even matter because you'd still support Trump. So you're telling us that sexual exploitation's not enough. You're telling us that racism's not enough. You're telling us that attacking the Constitution and wanting to be a dictator is not enough. Taking constitutional rights away from citizens is not enough. Calling for the
That's what I
execution of their
wanted to-
political opponents
that's
is
what I
not
wanted
enough.
the examples of.
Oh my God, yeah. Executive Order number 14160. He tried to take birthright citizenship, a constitutional right, away from the children born to undocumented immigrants on American soil. It was an illegal consolidation of power.
I don't agree with that.
Okay, all right,
I'll-
but it's
I'll
not enough to
concede.
make you stop
But-
supporting him. So it's like, what are they doing that just make you be so loyal? Like, what are they doing that's just great? Let me guess. Does it have something to do with deportation?
I agree with deportation to an extent. I don't necessarily agree with. I agree with border security. I don't necessarily.
But is that the
agree
thing
with-
that they're doing that makes you support them, even though they've done all these other really bad things?
I agree with voter ID and the things that they're doing with that.
Voter ID.
Yeah.
So voter ID is the thing. You're like,
I
well,
mean, it's
by the
one
way,
thing.
I want to know what the biggest thing is.
Right now, it is voter ID. Yeah.
So because he wants voter ID, which, by the way, they haven't even gotten proposed to the. Well, I think they have got the SAVE Act. So the biggest thing is voter ID. So even though he's infringing on the Constitution, right, and degrading our checks and balances for elections included, you don't care because of voter ID laws.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's because of that, but
So then what is it because of?
I don't know. I don't
You
know.
don't know. You don't care.
that's-
You don't care that the president is trying to terminate the Constitution because you don't know.
How is he terminating the Constitution? That's what I'm asking you for examples of.
Yeah, well, I mean, he attacked the First Amendment by saying it's now illegal to criticize in the media. He attacked the Second Amendment by saying that, well, merely being in possession of a firearm, gives a right for you to die, or directing his DOJ to try to find any way to ban any and all gun ownership for law-abiding trans-American citizens. He attacked the 10th Amendment by illegally deploying the National Guard in many states. That's literally the opinion of the Supreme Court. He attacked the 14th Amendment with that executive order that we went over earlier.
Okay, let's
and
go
he's
over-
attacked the
let's go over
22nd
him.
Amendment by saying that he may want to run for a third term. Plus, he just explicitly said that what happened in the 2020 election would allow for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles, including those in the Constitution.
Okay, so let's go over him deploying the National Guard.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, for sure.
So-
SCOTUS shared their opinion that his deployment of the National Guard in Illinois was illegal and in violation of the 10th Amendment
And why was it illegal?
because it violated the 10th Amendment.
I don't see how he's trying to tear it down. Did he retrieve the National Guard?
I don't know. I'm not sure. But once again, like I did bring up how he said that he thinks it would be permissible to just get rid of the Constitution. Like he said, like it is permissible to terminate all rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution.
I mean, that's if you take it literally. He uses. I mean, you have to understand. He uses satire. He's a troll. I mean, if you genuinely
How do you know he was
think
trolling?
I don't.
So then why are you using something that you don't know to be true as a counter argument?
Well, I mean, I guess that invalidates what I said, but I don't know. Like,
so then what's your take on him calling for the termination of the Constitution? Saying that would be permissible.
well, I mean, I would disagree with that, but I mean, you have to.
Oh,
you
I
have
just
to
disagree. Come on,
you would-
isn't that
you
like
would
one
have
of the
to
biggest
legitimately-
issues ever? Like the president
somebody
say they
was-
want
if
to
you
terminate the
think it's-
Constitution?
Makes no
Right,
fucking
I
sense.
see how ridiculous that sounds, but if that was the case, do you really think any person trying to deconstruct the Constitution would wave that directly in your face?
Yes.
get away with it.
Yes.
No.
We're watching it right now. What's unfolding in front of our eyes. You already agreed that he tried to deconstruct the Constitution with his illegal executive order to rewrite the 14th Amendment. You already agreed that he's trying to deconstruct the Constitution.
How? No, I didn't.
So was that not an attack on the Constitution? When he tried to take birthright citizenship away from the children born to undocumented immigrants, was that not an attempt to illegally rewrite it?
Right. Yeah. I mean, and it's a threat, right? Because he wants people to know that he's serious about this deportation.
Serious enough to like terminate the Constitution over it, right?
Not literally.
Yes, literally terminate the
Were any
14th
laws
Amendment
passed?
rights of many citizens.
Were those laws passed?
He signed it into law. Yeah, it's an executive order. He just puts his signature on it, signs it into effect.
Okay, and then that can be undone. How so?
By courts shutting it down because it was illegal, which they did, which
Right.
only further proves my point.
Right. So if it was illegal, then he would be charged.
No, because of SCOTUS' ruling on presidential immunity.
Ah. Oh, okay. Well, that's fair enough. So I will say, you know, I've learned a lot through talking to you, but I'll concede, you know, I don't necessarily agree with a lot of things that Trump has done. And like I said in the beginning, you know, I'm on the fence about Trump, not necessarily about Republicans as a whole, but as far as Trump goes, I have been, you know, seeing what's going on. I've seen his name attached to the files and things like that, and that's pretty freaking gross, if you ask me.
Right.
But,
Well, Kyle, I'm going to move on to the next guest. You take care.
yeah.
I don't know what it is. The people that come up into this live stream saying that they're on the fence are always like the hardest to convince otherwise. Heather, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Heather, with
They're on the
$5
fence
says,
about
James is
never
absolutely,
leaving Trump's fucking cult. That's what they're on the
enraptured
fence about.
watching you. I'm raising him right. WCat. Michelle, thank you for the $5. Then Heather and Dylan, thank you for the $5 and the $2. Then Gala, thank you for the $6. And Katrina, thank you so much for the $20 donation. I appreciate that, Katrina. Huge shout out to you. Katrina with the $20 says, bless you and your patience. Keep dumping the truth into the trolls and any other MAGA jerks that just want to spread lies. You are appreciated. Oh, Katrina. Thank you for the $20. Thank you so much. Show some love to Katrina down below. I appreciate you. I'd also like to thank Callie for the $2. And then this is actually someone else. Katarina. Thank you so much for the $15 on PayPal. Katarina says, Dean, keep going. Fuck Trump. Fuck ICE. Fuck the cult. Do you ever also go into conservative debates? Logic and Liberty is one I just saw. It'd be cool to see you shut them down. I'd love for them to join the live, dude. I'd love it. If you want to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, in the link tree in the bio of my TikTok accounts, the handle on the top of the phone screen, or in the pin message over in the YouTube stream. Welcome in, Santana.
How you feeling, bro?
I'm dying, dude.
I've been watching. Holy shit!
I know. You were in here in the beginning. Like you've been seeing the mountains. So we had 2 hours of straight trolls like Nazis, racists. Okay.
Yeah.
And now we've had like 2 hours of, oh my god, the most dense, dumb
What up, B?
Trump voters ever. It's unreal. What's up, Ty? Do you support Trump?
Honestly, bro, you changed my mind. Just wanted to let you know I appreciate you. W Physique. Would love to hit a lift with you, bro.
W
Thank you for all
Physique
you've
is
done.
crazy. He's a gym
Holy
bro.
shit, man. I'm looking at your account. You are lean as fuck. Do you mind if I actually ask you a question real quick? How do
What's up?
you how do you maintain like such a low body fat percentage while like still growing? How do you do that?
Cardio.
Cardio?
Cardio and just like, bro, you just gotta watch what you eat, honestly.
Word. Watch what you eat, do cardio, eat clean. I'll
Hey,
keep that
everybody in
mind,
here
man.
saying L Ty, fuck you, bro. Go do your research. Like,
I like this guy.
grew up in a household like that. Like, what are you talking about?
Dude, Ty, I appreciate you for joining, man, and I'm really happy to hear that we were able to change your
W
mind. I
Ty.
appreciate you, dude. Thank you for putting
W
the first smile on my
Dean's
face
in the
of day.
chat, baby. Come on.
Man, I like that guy. What a
That's
Chad.
the second one, Dean. I'm telling you,
Love
like
that.
that's a thing. Like that's an actual thing.
The
Like,
gym
you need
bros.
to figure that out and like
It's the gym
that's
bros.
a real thing. That's the second gym bro.
Look, it's the
Love it.
gym bros.
A lot, dude. I don't know, man.
Yo, hello?
I a big fan of that guy. Big fan of that guy. Show some love to Ty. Show some love to Ty. And that is the second gym bro. All right, we're winning.
Crazy.
We're winning. What's up, man? Do you support Trump?
I already talked to you. Yeah,
Oh, Derek, get out of here. You're terrible.
bro.
Get out
bro.
of here. No, get out of here. Get out of here, Derek. Oh, we just had Mr. MAGA load into the live. Like, literally, that's his name, Mr. MAGA. But he pretty quickly left. All right.
Motherfucking back hurt,
We're
bro.
going to move on to the next guest, guys. Only up inside of that queue of your MAGA. We'll get you loaded up here. We'll get you loaded up in here.
Hi.
Do you still support Trump, Isabella?
Yeah, didn't you ask me that the other day, actually?
Yeah, I tend to ask you this every so often to see if your mind's changed, but it never does.
No, for a good reason.
Which is?
Because he's one of our better options.
One of our better options, no, for sure. How's the economy doing?
It's actually, I did a little bit of research. It actually seems that it's doing pretty mid.
Yeah, we had our worst monthly job report last January, like, you know, a month ago, like 9 days ago, that we have since 2009. Like, worse than any jobs report under Biden and Kamala Harris, the other option.
And is that because of how many people we've been deporting recently?
Well, I mean, it has a lot to do with his economic policy, the big, beautiful bill, tariffs, and mass deportation. But Isabella, I mean, I've had a conversation with you about 1 billion times. You know, I'll probably check up on you every once in a while to see if your mind's changed, but I don't know if I'm down for another debate considering the fact that we've already had like 10. You take care, Isabella. She's one of like the better Trump supporters in the sense that, you know, she doesn't just like explode and she's not
She's good to talk to.
mean, but like she's one of the worst Trump supporters in the sense that like there's
There's
just
nothing you can
that can be
say.
said or done to change
Yeah, there's nothing you can fucking say. Yeah, I've seen her on there a few
Doug, do you
times.
support Trump?
Yes, I do.
How old are you?
What?
How old are you, Debug? Oh.
18. Why?
To ensure that you are of age, you have to be at least 18 to join TikTok Live. So what year are you born in?
2006.
You can't be 18, born in 06. You want me to kick you or just want to hit the road yourself?
Okay, wait up. I do have one question though, alright?
Nah, pop out. Moving on to the next guest.
What
Know
the
Carrie looks like.
fuck?
We got like 5 people to thank here. Yo, Ben, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. And then Adrian. Huge
Yo.
echo. Adrian, thank you so much for the $10. Who says if pedos were living in these people's neighborhoods, it would be a problem, but not with the president in office. Right, Adrian? Thank you. Thank you so much for the $10 in the Absolute Truth Nuke. And then let's hear Shelly. Thank you so much for the $20 over on PayPal. I appreciate you, Shelly. Let's get to it at Shelly W. Seriously, thank you so much for that love. Shelly with the 200.
One stop away, fucking. It's been
Sorry,
so
not
long.
200, with the
It really
20.
has been like 5
Says,
hours.
I'm a
You hear
single
me?
mom who just introduced your stream to my son in hopes that he will be a passionate advocate like you. You're shaping the next generation of men. Thank you. Well, thank you so much for trying to get your son on the streams. And shout out to you. You sound like a great mom. Moving on to the next guest right now. We got Zach loaded up in the box.
Have you thought about that? That like that's literally your lot in life to shape the next generation. Like, has that hit you yet?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think that I am shaping the next generation. I'm doing my part in it, but
Okay.
you know, I don't think that my part is like too.
I don't think you
pronounced.
see it yet, but I see it.
Yeah, maybe I just.
And
don't
I
see
think
it.
that's just because I'm old. So
I'm just happy that we have anyone listening. Happy that we have anyone listening. Welcome in, Zach. Do you sports Trump?
Yes, I do.
You are about 1 billion light years away from your mic, my friend.
I'm right on top of it, actually.
Okay, it's just cutting in and out. How old are you?
25.
Okay, Zach, why do you support single-handedly the worst president of your lifetime?
I support him on the ice and the border.
Oh, ICE. All right. Do you think that mass deportation is making this country better?
No.
Then
But
do you think it's
getting rid of
making
the
this
illegals
country
that are
worse?
here, getting rid of them? Or what?
Yeah, mass
I think them
deportation.
coming here illegally is a problem, and they should come here the legal route and given.
Okay.
proper
So I
representation.
agree. Like the fact that we have millions of undocumented immigrants in this country is a problem. I just don't think that mass deportation is the only way to solve that problem.
Yeah, it's not to solve for sure. There's better ways to do it, but I don't think Trump is going about it the right way.
Do you think that amnesty is one of the better ways to do it, to just offer them a pathway to residency or citizenship unless they have pretty heinous crimes on their record?
Honestly, I don't know what amnesty is, to be honest with you.
It's just like giving them citizenship, giving them residency, letting them stay here with a legal status so we know who they are, so they have the ability to work, so on and so forth.
Never really thought about that before. But yeah, I guess it would be a better solution than to just kicking them out. But
Dude,
I don't know, I support them. for it.
I love it how like you're able to agree to like pretty far left policy when you don't know it's far left policy. That was like radical like 10 years ago. Like 10 years ago, the only people that strongly believed in mass amnesty were like socialists and communists. So but
I'm just being
anyways,
a realist here. I mean, like,
yeah, no, that's good. That's
would it
good.
be
I agree with
bad?
amnesty
No.
too. I agree with amnesty too. So the thing is if you agree with amnesty, then you wouldn't support mass deportation. I mean, that's literally my reason for not supporting mass deportation is the fact that I think amnesty would be better.
yeah, it'd be a better option. But
And
I'm
that
on,
fact alone is
support
why I
ICE
don't
too.
support mass deportation.
But I support ICE on the other hand.
Okay, I really don't think you should support ICE. Maybe if they weren't like murdering citizens, illegally detaining 5-year-olds and making them like quit eating because they're serving them food with maggots in them, illegally
That's
deporting
disgusting.
people to El Salvador where they're being beaten and tortured. The Department of Homeland Security quietly changing ICE's policy, allowing them to make arrests under typical circumstances without warrants, allowing them to barge into homes under typical circumstances without warrants. Racially profiling people, making detentions on the basis of one's skin color or accents. Like, those are really good reasons to not support ICE.
But then if you get shot at by ICE when you're not listening to their orders,
Yeah.
you're presenting a threat to them with a car or a firearm. I mean, that's just, I feel like
The
that
firearm.
crosses
Are
the
you
line.
talking about? I know with the car you're talking about Renee Good. When you're talking about the firearm, are you saying Alex Preddy?
Yes. I mean, like, if
So,
you
how was
know,
so he was presenting them a threat merely because he had a firearm. Is that your position?
if you are a concealed carry holder,
Yeah.
you know that when you went to training, to not put yourself in those instances of where you would be forced to use it or present it in a way that shouldn't be there. Like
Okay,
when,
well,
like when
well,
you,
I
if you're a
don't
concealed
think
carry,
that
you wouldn't go out
protecting
to
a
train
woman
with
from
it.
being pushed is an instance where you'd be forced to use your gun. And I don't really
I
understand
just
what you're
feel-
saying. But I'm just trying to evaluate if you think he was like rightfully or wrongfully killed.
I'm on the fence about it because he shouldn't have put himself in that situation. If
Wait,
if you
to
see something
defend
going
a
on,
woman?
but if you see something going on, and you know you have a concealed carry on you, that's
You
just
just
adding
ignore it.
another factor. It's adding another factor into.
So basically,
what
you're
could
on the
go wrong.
fence because he defended a woman.
Well, he knows he has a weapon on him, and he's putting himself in a position where
Putting
He
himself
shouldn't-
in a position where he's totally like legally allowed to be, where he can
He's
be
legally allowed
without
to be
forfeiting his
there.
right to life.
He's legally allowed to be there, but just
Okay, so
knowing that
but
you
I don't
have it
think
on
there
you
I don't think there
adds
is any but. It's like pretty cut and dry for these shootings. They're only justified when legally permissed, and they're unjustified when not legally permissed or clearly wrong.
Yeah, I guess.
Also, wait, what happened to like the good guy stopping the bad guy with the gun, or the good guy with the gun and stopping the bad guy with the gun that you guys always talk about?
Okay, that comes like right place, right time. Like the mall shooting where the kid was concealed carrying and eliminated the threat before anybody else.
Okay, I'm out of here, y'all.
Any more lives were hurt.